we just wanted to kind of interact with you a little bit. Tell us about the market. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us, just a little information of what's the game plan been for this month, and how you're feeling for the next few months, brother.
Absolutely. Well, I think first off, I'd like to say that I think we're doing exceptionally well right now. Everything that we've put together is doing very well. Part of me, if I seem a little bit distracted, I'm trying to do like 50 things at once right now, but it's very, very fascinating to see developments that we're seeing in the market specifically. And I just want to talk about it. We actually had a meeting about it this morning, was AMC. I'm sure everyone in the news was aware of what was happening in the stock market with specifically Reddit and the Wall Street Bets crowd. But from that, we saw AMC stock actually go parabolic yesterday. The stock went from like $30 up to more than 75 at one point. And today, it's actually going down quite a bit. And so I actually do want to share this because, we, like everybody else, are going to, capitalize when the markets find themselves in places where price discovery is unreflective of what the true price actually should be. And so when we look at it, we actually realize we saw this coming the day before, because one of our traders actually came up to me and said, hey, there's a big hedge fund called Maverick Trading. And what they did is they actually purchased the stock on Tuesday and then sold it Tuesday afternoon. And what that essentially did is it artificially inflated short interest, which then sparked the appetite for these Wall Street Bets people to then pour into the stock. However, when the disclosure was made this morning, the CEO actually told the whole world that they were going to do a secondary offering. And by doing that, it creates artificial deflationary pressure on that specific stock, because at the end of the day, the price of any stock is always going to be the intrinsic value of all future earnings, according to academia. However, in the reality of the situation, it depends on a lot of different things like hype and supply and demand at the end of the day. And so when there's mechanical adjustments, it's going to essentially create artificial opportunities for us to either make money or lose money. And I just wanted to show, because we actually did capitalize on that AMC trade. And I just want to go ahead and show you guys the history so you guys can see my screen. And part of me, we actually had a lot of different things go right and a lot of things go wrong in the market just the last couple of days. All right, can everybody see my screen?
There we go. Now we can.
Okay, perfect. So what I want to do is I'm looking at the trade history, right? So these are all the trades we did yesterday. And if we look in our history, we can see that yesterday, right before the first trading halt, everyone can see that we actually shorted AMC stock at around $48.92. Well, today, when the market opened, we bought those shares back for $43.41, recognizing a gain of more than 10%. And that was nothing more than just an adjustment that we were able to make in the market. Now, when we take a little bit of a broader viewpoint, this is our TD Ameritrade platform, where we typically do more of the market, because there's two types of risk, right, in the market. There's systemic, which is like the whole market as a total, and then there's idiosyncratic and anomalies, which are kind of like AMC stock. And so different brokerage houses have different risk matrices. And given the higher appetite for risk that IBKR has, which is one of the things that we were seeking, yesterday, certain platforms like Robinhood, TD, and even Charles Schwab actually shut down trading in AMC stock for brief periods of time yesterday during the day. However, Interactive Brokers kept their doors open, and as a result, we were able to see the prices move. Now, one of the things that's interesting when I look at the market as a whole is we're seeing right now the market starting to rally. And here's the reason why, is you got to take a look at the options market activity to see what's actually happening, because options are essentially levered contracts where with a small amount of capital, you can actually turn that capital into more capital. And so a call gives you the right to buy, but not the obligation. So essentially when you buy a call, you're essentially buying a multiplier times depending on where the price of the strike price is a leverage factor to make your money be worth more than what it actually is. And as a result, it has more influence on price. And so on a put, on the other hand, works the opposite. So you can see that today where the market's down about almost 1%, looks to be about 7/8%. We can see that these right here on the put side, these are all up significantly, right? Which means that by the same token, I would expect all the ones here to be down. However, we're seeing anomalies here. Why is the 121 strike why is the 13,610 strike going up when everything else is going down? Do you guys see that? Same thing here and in other places. And as a result, what that did is it told me that there's an opportunity to make some money. And so we recognize this by drawing a Fibonacci retracement. And we see that the price actually touched almost to the exact point and it started rallying higher. And you can actually see that we did actually make money on these trades multiple times today. We made 3 trades that were all profitable. And then we also have trades in our interactive brokers where we have trades today where we were buying and selling those same positions here where we bought at 37 and then sold and bought and actually made some money. And so I really think that that's ultimately the whole purpose of why we're doing what we're doing is because we have all of our competition who either for whatever reason, complacency or whatever it is, and they don't find ways to make money. And what I think is really interesting is that we were able to navigate, and I think this is critically important because essentially what we're operating is an independent hedge fund. And the whole purpose of this Wall Street bets is to actually destroy the hedge fund industry. Yet, we were actually still able to make money in an environment where they're actually waging war against us, and we were actually taking the opposite position where we were actually shorting, contrary to what everyone was believing us to be doing, and we were able to still turn a profit. And I think that that points nothing more to the fact that what we are doing is just providing exceptional value to our clients. And it's the group think tank. I mean, Emerson and Flavio have been working together for years. They have great synergy together. And when they introduced themselves to me, I was just so mesmerized because I really finally realized that, hey, I have 2 phenomenal traders in front of me who are also business owners and people who do a lot of different business. And at the end of the day, they're not out here to hurt you. They're here to help you. And so when I finally met these people, we have group think tanks every single morning where we talk about developments that are happening in the market, how we can position ourselves accordingly for when that moment comes, when the market changes, and more importantly, how we're going to react. So we already know what we need to do before it even happens. And then when we do it, seeing that, theory essentially come out into fruition and the results speak for themselves. So we're just very, very happy to be here today and to show you what no other hedge fund has done, because I guarantee you there's not another hedge fund in the world. I've been doing this a long time. I guarantee it. There's no other hedge fund out there who actually made money trading AMC yesterday, because these Reddit warriors really came out against them, but yet we were still able to make money because we actually knew when the top was and when to buy it back. And if you look at the chart today, I'm just going to show you guys a little bit. Why not? Because this is exciting. At least it's exciting for me. But you can notice that we bought it back at like $41 a share. And you can see that the low of today was actually right around $41 a share. Here we go. So you can see that here it is, $41 a share. So when we bought it back today, we actually bought it back at the low. So, had a huge run up. And then today when it opened here, we covered our gains, our short positions, and made money. And we were able to get out and capitalize, which is something that I think a lot of people were unable to do, because we pretty much timed it perfectly and got the price perfectly at a time where it was almost the most difficult to do that. To answer your second question about Emerson and that you asked Emerson regarding the market as a whole, I think that we're starting to see cyclical plays come into fruition. And what that means is that we're starting to see that these reopening plays are coming better. We got an amazing jobs report this morning where there was more than 500,000 new jobs that were created. And jobs equal usually higher stock market prices. And I used the analogy last week where I said it's like a spring that's just been coiled down, down, and down. And the more you coil it down, the higher it's going to spring up. And we got an incredible headline today, which is kind of surprising to me that the market is not up more than what it is right now, but it's nothing more than a technical breakdown. And so we're probably going to see a resumption of an uptrend starting next week and probably for the next couple of months as we continue to see, for the first time ever, the number of COVID cases worldwide actually dropped to its lowest level since it began. And as a result, we actually saw the unemployment numbers in the largest economies, specifically China and the US, reach their lowest level in a year and a half. So I think that those are two very important key metrics to consider, especially as it will obviously create more economic activity going into the future.
Awesome, Josh. That's great, man. And I've actually been using that analogy a lot about that spring that's coiling up. And we really see that happening because I think we're starting to come out of this pandemic and people starting to have more faith in the markets and less faith in the dollar, right? So, but we have great expectations, great things to look forward to this next I'd say few months coming up. And guys, we are positioned, right? We have the great mindset. We have great people with great knowledge in doing all this stuff, making all these things happen.
Sorry.
And I really think we have the strategy to maximize our earnings now. And with Josh, man, I thank you. I always thank you, bro. But as always, you are the man. Look at the profit and losses for today. It's crazy.
I just wanted to, I forgot, I got so excited and caught up doing my other stuff that I forgot to show you guys. But yeah, even in a day where the market is down by almost a full percent, we're still up by about 1.5%. And I think that that's also important to recognize as well.
That's great. That's great. So just so you guys, what he's showing is one of the accounts we have. We've shown you guys accounts with $42 million. We've shown you guys accounts with $9 million. And now the reason why we're showing this is because this is very interesting. The day I made the transfer to this account, we're talking about was less than a month. Less than a month, guys. I made a $400,000 transfer to this account. We're already up $200,000 in less than a month on that account itself.
$220,000 now.
$220,000 in that account itself. We're just showing that because I like to, Marissa, I'm sorry to use this as an example. I'm always using this, but the reason why I like to show this account is to show you the transparency. We were walking out of the hotel in California, in LA, and Marissa was walking in because she came in a little early, and we bumped into each other. And I said, Marissa, we'll be right back. I'm just going to the bank to make a transfer. I had to go to the bank to make a transfer. And it was the $400,000 for this account. And now we're already up $220,000 on this account itself. I'm not talking about the bot. We have various accounts like this. The reason why we're showing this account is because